Doing. I am going to share this out and then we'll get started. Okay. All right, so I wanted to take today and talk about, so happy Tuesday. This is Vlogtember 19. I've been counting down and I've gotten the days all mixed up. So I apologize. I don't even think that the numbering system is right in all the videos that I've been posting. So I'll have to go back and get them all corrected. But anyway, today is September 19th, so we are on Vlogtember day 19. And today's topic, what I wanted to do is talk about email and messenger as a relationship building tool. So probably for the rest of the month, I'm going to continue to talk about the stages of your customer flow through the usage of these three characteristics or customer stages that I'm referring to. And that's going to be people who are new to you, who don't know, like, or trust you. They may have seen an ad of yours. You've attracted them to your business, but they are still strangers to your brand. That's the first level stage that most people who are new to your business are going to come into, particularly when you're doing Facebook ads and you're doing that to attract people. The second stage that you will find your customers in is in the acquaintance stage. They are familiar with you. They probably have downloaded a free offer that you've had. They've taken advantage of a coupon or whatever you have at your first stranger stage. They have taken advantage of that. You may also have people who fall in acquaintance stage who are referred to you by other people. So they don't necessarily know your brand, but based on the recommendation of their friends and family, they have they're warmer than a stranger is. So we'll call those acquaintances. And then the coveted stage that we want all of our customers to get to, who are our most prized possessions, is the BFF stage, right? That is when you've got a customer who is loyal to your brand. They have purchased your products and services, and they love you, and everything is gravy, right? And you can drop a new whatever, fill in the blank, and they are ready and waiting to purchase. So as I will continue to use these three stages, so you'll hear me refer to things, people, your customers, your prospective customers, either as strangers, acquaintances, or BFFs. All right, so the question becomes, if you're in the business of marketing, right? And I did a live last week, this week, all the days are running together, where I said that if your first job is to market, then your second job is to be in the business of building relationships, right? So what are some of the tools that you can use to build relationships? Well, I want to say that obviously I'm going to tell you that the cheapest and the most cost-effective way to build a relationship is through the written word and usage of email and, drum roll, messenger, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about email, and then I'm going to talk about messenger, some pros and cons, because I know that there's some people out there who are of the camp that messenger sucks and that it is a horrible distraction to your entire life. But at the end of the day, it really is an amazing marketing tool that you can build and nurture relationships through. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can do that through your advertising. That is not going to be let's say, rude and obtrusive as an individual seeking you out and just plopping in your messenger, and you did nothing to warrant the interruption. Okay. All right. So from an email perspective, most people that I talk to who are not really, I wouldn't consider them to be regular marketers, or they're new to marketing, they'll tell me that they believe that email is not an effective tool, right? We get inundated with a bunch of emails, and it's just not an effective tool for us business owners to communicate with our customer base. And I will tell you that is very far from the truth. Email continues to be the way that your existing customers look to hear from you. And you can move someone from stranger to BFF through the usage of email, as long as you are writing in a manner that is going to, one, grab your person's attention, and to keep it through the content that you're providing. So as a delivery mechanism, as a channel for which you to communicate with people that you have their contact information, email still in 2017 is the best, cheapest way to communicate with your prospective market, right? Prospective market, your existing market base, as long as you have that coveted asset email address, and it's a valid email address, email is still the most cost-effective way to market to those people that you have, their email address. All right, so let's talk about why that is, right? And why, even with as much junk mail as we receive, why is email still the best form of communication? A couple of reasons that is one of the first and foremost reason is that email is now mobile friendly. So whereas 5 or 10 years ago, people had to actually sit down at their desktop to be able to consume an email, 99% of the population who are carrying smartphones have their email accessible. So as long as your email is mobile friendly, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go deliver right to the person's mobile device, and they will consume that content pretty quickly. But how do you do that? What are the best ways to do that? You have to have a catchy headline. You have to attract their eye and their attention based on that headline and that pre-header headline that is available to you in most email marketing tools. So it's really important that when you're writing email, that you're writing from the perspective of, how am I going to stop the eye? Right? How am I going to ensure that the person that I want to receive this message is actually going to stop and read it, right? Or check mark it or flag it or whatever, so that they can read it later, right? As with all marketing, the objective is consumption. You want your message to be consumed. You do not want it to be overlooked. You don't want it to be flipped through. You don't want it to be, automatically sent to the trash bucket. You want it to be consumed. So the most important thing that you've got to do is you've got to create a way to get it consumed. You've got to have a really good headline that's going to grab the attention, right? I think I did a live. If you are interested on how to create headlines that are eye-catching, that grab someone's attention, search in the videos on headlines, and I think I did that headline. You know what I'll do is I'll include the link in this email, not this email, I'm sorry, in this live. I'll include the link to view that that video, because I may have only done that on YouTube. So I'll include the link here so that you can view that video. But it really is about like 5 steps on how you can grab them in the biscuit headlines that people are going to be interested in, that's really going to catch their eye. And you need to even do that in their email, right? You've got to stand out in email. All right. So that's the first thing. It's that it's cost effective. It's cheap to deliver. It doesn't cost you. It's free. And people are, as long as it's mobile friendly, you're delivered right to their device, which is in their hand, 90% of the time anyway. And they're going to get a little notification and they're going to look at your email, right? Particularly if you have a headline, that is great. If you're using an email marketing tool, some of the amazing features of part of those email marketing tools is that it will check your headline and your content to see if it's most likely to get flagged for spam. And if it does, then that will let you know that you need to change the content or something so that it won't go directly to the spam box. So I really do like that feature in email marketing tools that will do that spam check for you before you send out a campaign. All right, so it's easy, it's free, it delivers right in the hand of your ideal client, your existing client base, your prospective clients. Another reason why email is still an effective tool for you is that your existing base expects that you're going to communicate with them via email. There was a study, I can't remember exactly where it was, but I think it was like 56% of the people, existing customers, they expect their businesses to communicate with them via email. So if the expectation is there that you're going to communicate with them via email and you're not, you're missing the boat, right? You're missing an opportunity to use that channel, a free channel, organic, the sugar channel, I like to call it, right? Paid traffic, I always call a little bit of salt. It's necessary, but it is still, it's still a little bitter, right? That you actually have to pay for it. But email is sugar traffic. It's sweet, you love it. Everybody loves sugar, right? So if your customers are expecting to hear from you via email and you are not delivering content to them on a regular basis via email, you're missing the boat. You should have some sort of email marketing strategy where you are delivering content regularly. Even if it's tips, even if it's information about your business, spotlights, highlights about what's going on in the industry, blog posts, video posts, whatever it may be, you need to ensure that you have a sound email marketing strategy to ensure that you are delivering content to the customers of yours that are expecting to receive it, right? They gave you their email address. They expect that you're going to send something to them. So it's really critical that you do. All right, so I'm going to move to email because to me as a business owner, there's not enough. You may think, okay, well, I don't like writing. I don't like, I don't like email. And I'm not going to lie to you. Sorry, like my hair, I'm looking at, and it's the opposite way. It's like, oh my. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not like the best writer of emails. Like, out of all the things that I've got to do in my business, email is probably the very last thing that I want to sit down and do is write a bunch of emails, right? I have done that in my corporate job for years. That's all I did was write email. So when I think about our email campaign strategy, it has been pretty light over the years, right? And so, I give this and I deliver this message saying, shame on me as a business owner because I don't utilize the platform. I don't utilize email as much as I should and will be doing. And I'm actually working on that. So my team and I, we have sat down and we have worked out a plan of action to ensure that we're delivering out a newsletter, that not only am I doing tips through my social media sites, but I'm also delivering those tips via email. Because as a marketer and as a marketing boss, which is what you are or will become after, hanging out with me, is that you really need to be coming to your prospective and existing base from multiple marketing channels. I will tell you every day, all day, my preferred marketing channel is Facebook. That is a channel that I am akin to and I like. But that does not mean that I don't advertise on Instagram. That does not mean that I don't do emails. It does not mean that I don't do other channels that are available to me. 90% of my marketing effort is done through Facebook, but I do not neglect other channels and other ways that people consume. We actually are working on building up our YouTube channel. So that's another channel that we do. So all the videos that I post, they go straight to YouTube. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that you've got to make sure that you're exercising as many of the communication channels as you can, and you definitely want to use those channels that are free, and email is one of them. So what are some things that you can do to ensure that you have email, like you include email as part of your marketing? Like, what do you write about? Because that's kind of one of the big things that I've got people who tell me, what do I write about? This whole month, I started off the month and I talked to you guys about how important it is that you're planning your October, November, and December marketing plan. You're planning right now in September so that when you get in those months, you're just launching, right? You're not worried about trying to figure out all the shit you got to get done. You're just doing it, right? You're just executing. Well, you can utilize your email to make those announcements, to make reminders, to send reminders about the promotions that you're doing. You can use email. So some ideas that you can include in your email is, let's say you're doing a promotion, and I actually just wrote this up for a client today, and she's doing it's a salon client, and she's doing a color special, and I think it's a color, shampoo, deep conditioner, and a scalp massage special. And it's a 2-week, it's running for 2 weeks. And one of the things that I would recommend for her to do via email is to send out 2 emails in the month that special is going on, one at the beginning of the month or about maybe 2 weeks before the event, and include it as an announcement. Like, we've got this promotion that's coming now, book now, call to action. Here are the amazing benefits of this particular, right? You don't want to miss it. Do it, right? So 2 weeks before the event, and then a week before the event, send out an email reminder with some tips as to, what your life looks like afterwards, or, 10 reasons why, you need to have, and you guys know I love numbers, right? So I'm always going to tell you it's either 3, 5, 7, or 10, right? Reasons why you can do fill in the blank, or particularly for like salons and beauty, people are in the beauty industry, fall is a time when people are getting ready to do a lot of parties or getting ready to do whatever. So you could do a mini article in your email about, 5 ways to wear your hair during the holiday season, right? 5 outfits that look great, that are pulling from the fall, clothing line collection. Whatever your stick is, right? You can create some sort of spotlight on that and do that communication via email. And that's going to allow your customers to stay in the forefront of their mind, right? And that's the key, right? That's the whole purpose of doing the communication. All right, so that's email. Well, let's talk about Messenger and what the value proposition of Messenger is. So let me just connect, Facebook ads to emails, right? So you can run a get email campaign, and the objective of your campaign would be to get emails so that you can communicate with your base and start to build that relationship, right? To start to build that know, like, and trust. And the way that you do that would be through a series of communications that start to require some sort of call to action, right? You want them to do something, reply, join your group, reply to the email, click on this, watch my video, do something that's going to keep them engaged and really start to build that relationship. So again, it's not just a one-way communication that you're really trying to achieve with email. It's trying to get your customers to engage with you or come to an environment where you will be engaging, right? My choice is a Facebook group. So I have 2 different Facebook groups. I have a Facebook ad school, which is all focused just on Facebook advertising. And then I have the Marketing Boss Pro, which is general marketing for business owners. And so my goal when I do an email campaign is to have my people be a part of one of those groups based on what it is that I'm communicating, or to be a part of both of them, right? So That should be your thing, because I do high engagement in my groups. I'm constantly in my groups talking, doing videos, doing activities that are aimed at getting my members to engage. So I encourage people in my emails to join the group, because that's where they're going to get a lot of high touch from me. But again, I use the emails to drive people to the groups, and then I also use the emails to reinforce messages that I do in the group or other places. All right, so that's one way. So the tie to Facebook ads and emails is that you can do a get email campaign, and the objective would for you to be to get that asset. And we talked a little bit about this earlier in the week about getting that contact information so that you can start to rely on other ways to make your offers that are sugar, right? Organic, that don't necessarily require you to advertise. I still recommend that getting an email, if done right, can be a fairly cheap way for you to acquire a new customer. Does not require you to leave your house, and you can meet many strangers and get many emails, valid emails from strangers that you can start to build a relationship with. All right. Okay. So that's the tie between why you need to have an email marketing strategy, and how do you do that? How do you get those emails? Is through, you can run a Facebook ad to get emails. And we'll talk a little bit about that in Thursday's class. When we talk about ad types, I'll talk to you about which ad types are going to be the best ad types for you to get emails for strangers that you will make, stranger offers to. So offers that will be intended to attract them to your brand. Okay. All right. So Messenger is a new type of way that you can deliver your content to your ads. You can deliver your ads via Messenger. There's also an amazing little piece of software called ManyChat, which will allow you to, and this is a little bit technical. I don't recommend you go out and get ManyChat unless you are a very high-tech person, but I want to tell you about the functionality, because it's something I will be teaching in the future. But I want to tell you about the functionality and how you can utilize Messenger as a relationship building tool. So I don't do it so much now, but when I first started my groups last year, when I was heavily building, let's say, my Salon Boss Lounge group last year, I used Messenger as a way to reach out to every member so that I could start to understand their personal story. So as they joined the group, I would reach out to Messenger. Now that's a very manual way to do it, but that's what this tool ManyChat does for you. Is it eliminates you manually having to open up Messenger each time and sending out an individual personal message. Whereas if somebody clicks or does an action that you want, you can then have them enter into this sort of ManyChat predefined list of questions and series of actions based on the responses that people give you. Now, it's pretty powerful because you really can automate the interaction that you would normally have with an individual. You can automate that to a point of your comfort level, right? Until the point that you want to insert yourself. So let me give you an example of what would be a great way to do this is Facebook ads. Facebook will allow you to deliver a ad via Messenger, but it just stops there. It says, you can pick Messenger as a type, and then you can deliver, so say you do a target audience, you can deliver your ad via Messenger right to your target audience. Use cases or things or opportunities where I see that this is an amazing thing is low-end products like let's say you are a retailer and you are giving away free lipstick. Right? What was it? The Mac was giving away that free. It was on Lipstick Day. They were giving away free lipsticks, right? So it would have been great if you were a lipstick retailer, right? I'm going to use this as an example. You were a lipstick retailer and you ran ads. And I want to say I received a couple of ads like that where you extend your free lipstick offer, you create an ad, and you deliver that ad in Messenger to all of your prospective clients. Or even to your existing client base, right? So let's say you have a list of 1,000 people and you've got your pixel, right? Because we've talked about how important having a pixel is. You've got your pixel and you've got, 1,000 people who have visited your page, right? And let's say the page that you've been tracking has been your makeup page, right? And you've got that audience built. You could deliver an ad directly to that audience of people who have been visiting your makeup page and deliver a free lipstick, a 10% coupon, a 15% coupon directly to them via Messenger. Now, why is that so awesome? Because Messenger will pop up and it will disturb you right in the middle of what you're doing, right? So it's just like a commercial that you can do. And even though you as a consumer may think that may be a little bit annoying, it's effective as long as you've hit the target, right? As long as you know that this target is interested in your content. Now, I wouldn't, surface an ad about, nuclear engineering to a bunch of women who love makeup, right? That's probably not a good usage of someone's dollars. But, you see the disconnect that may pose. So the ability to take your product or service offer and deliver it right into someone's Messenger account, because what happens is the offer goes directly to the Messenger account and then it starts a Messenger chat. And then when somebody responds to it like, oh, that's great, I'd want it, right? You can then start to respond, or you can assign someone on your team who would then reply back with the information. It could also link them directly out to your shopping cart or to a landing page or something like that. But the delivery of your ad to Messenger is a really powerful tool, particularly when you're advertising to your BFF market, right? So if you're advertising to a group of people who are in your BFF market, or you're advertising to a stranger market and you've got a real powerful offer that that market is going to want, they're going to, they desire it, they want it, it's going to solve their problem or their desire, then that's a really great way to deliver your ad as opposed to just delivering it to the newsfeed, delivering it directly to Messenger. Okay, so Messenger, why is it, why do I say that's a great relationship building tool? It is, right? You know how important it is to be able to chat real time with somebody and be able to have that sort of communication with someone real time. That's what the power of Messenger does, right? It allows you to have that conversation with a prospective customer. I have personally met an amazing number of business owners through my manual my manual contact of people, introducing myself. Again, there's an etiquette about the way that you use Messenger. It is not a hard selling tool. You should not be, throwing up your promotion, your products and services. It really is about getting to genuinely, authentically get to know somebody, understand where they're at and whatever it is that they're doing, right? So if you are a service provider that deals with consumers and not business owners, then you genuinely want to get to know that person. If you're dealing with other businesses as a marketer to a business, I genuinely want to know about the person's business. So I don't ever reach out via Messenger if I'm not genuinely going to and be interested in the response and have a genuine conversation with them, right? So it's really about that genuine conversation. It is not for you to throw up your promotions and services. So I don't you ever say that Sunday said, I should start using Messenger to market everyone, because you do not want to be that person. You do not want to be that business owner, because you all have met that person who's like, hey, I'm selling so-and-so, and they're all up in your Messenger box bugging the shit out of you. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm saying is use it to really build a relationship, ask how the person is, and just start the conversation, right? Start a conversation, reach out. Again, no hard selling in the stranger phase. You only get to hard sell, and if you do it via Messenger, my recommendation is at the BFF level that you already have a really established relationship. They've purchased from you before. Again, not at the stranger level. All right, so this is Sunday, Marketing Boss Pro. This is your tip for day 19, email and Messenger. So I am going to leave you the link to grab them in the biscuit headlines. I think that's a video I did on YouTube only so that you can see that. And then what I want you to do is, if you haven't registered, I want you to register for Thursday's class, which is this Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. It will be only done via a training link that I'm providing. So you will need to register, and I will include the link to register here. This Thursday, this is going to be part 2 in a 3-part series where I'm going to be going over all of the Facebook ad types and telling you which ones you need to focus on as a marketer of your business, as opposed to being overwhelmed by all the choices that there are. And let's just focus on the ones that are going to get you the most amazing results, because there's just a few that you need to be focused on. Don't get sidetracked by all of the bling of the other ones. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. It's not to boost your ads, okay? So if you're boosting your ads and you're like, shit, I got this down, I know what I'm doing, it's not boosting your ads, right? So we're not going to be going over boosting ads. I'm really going to peel back the onion of what you need to be doing to really make sure that your offers are getting in front of the right people. You've got the right offer getting in front of the right person with the right message so that you can get those sales that you want. All right, this is Sunday. I'll talk to you soon.